take a little light part, cinema. So I think even today we are all laughing at memes by famous comedians. I think it's a stress buster for many of them, actually. And cinema, how far? Because when I see recently, also yesterday in the news, that actors, see individual actors are taking the government single-handedly. They know about freedom of speech and many things are being said. Of course, that itself I see a great development in the country, because we know around the world, many countries, if you say something like that, you would be behind bars or whatever it is. But here, there is the whole way of looking at the media this way or that way. How do you see the whole entertainment industry, especially the cinema? Because cinema is also something like, as much as a political leader is like a demigod, cinema is also something like that, huge fan followings, and but they do influence a lot among the people and people's characters, and also the way of life and many things, isn't it?
Yeah. Bala, entertainment played a significant role in our freedom struggle. So, if you see the freedom struggle movement itself, there are a lot of artists, like folk artists, Terukuthu artists, like they played a huge role in staging Terukuthu in rural areas to inform the people about the atrocities created by the colonial powers, and they were a kind of a catalyst to encourage the people to fight against the colonial power. So that was the concept of our freedom fighters or leaders to use that entertainment industry to fight against the British people through the entertainment channel. So this in a simplified form. They explain the rural people or the very low poor people what are the effects of the colonial power and why we want to get a freedom from those colonial power. So this was a easy medium to reach out to people. So this is a crucial factor I would say it's a very crucial factor in the freedom struggle, because most of the population, they were living in the rural areas. So it was very easy to reach out to them through these kind of folk arts. So entertainment played a significant role in the freedom struggle. So after the freedom struggle, what to do with that? So of course, we had this development of cinema in the beginning of 20th century. The entertainment industry grown up, and the Bombay Taxis establishment of Bombay Talkies, and with the German collaboration in Bombay. That was the basic foundation of a Indian film industry. So it gradually developed after the independence. So this camp thema, I would say, the main objective has been taken up by the political parties. So if you want to reach out to people, if you want to communicate something to people, it can be communicated through this kind of medium. I mean, as simple as medium would be the cinema. So you have seen a lot of theaters, cinema theaters being built around that period in 70s. 60s, 70s, with the growth of cinema industry in South India as well as in North India, and especially in Maharashtra. So this hero worship, or this kind of using cinema to come to power, or to put forth the political agenda, was utilized by the Dravidian parties in Tamil Nadu first. It was it set an example in India. If you see ADMK leader M.G. Ramachandran, or even DMK Karunanidhi, or whatever the political leaders, they have adopted this medium. You have seen Karunanidhi has written many scripts and screenplays and playwrights for many plays and for some movies too. So those movies are all agenda of announcing the agenda of DMK parties. So-called social justice and all this kind of stuff there. And the ADMK on the other side, they use this medium to show that their parties working for the upliftment of poor and to eradicate poverty in rural areas. So they utilize the common medium this entertainment industry to, in a simplified manner, to convey their message and agenda to the rural area, to the poor people. So in that way, it started. It has started, and it has a huge advantage for both the parties to get their agendas propagated in the mass of people. But after seeing these examples, the current contemporary actors also, they are also dreaming about doing this thing. So if you have some kind of agenda in our film, then it will be a kind of a foundation for our political career. So using cinema as a cinema career as a political foundation to come into power, like many actors. I would don't need to mention about the names, but the basic idea is to have M.G. Ramachandran as a role model, who was first in the film industry and then after became chief minister, party functionary in DMK party, and then after that he became chief minister of Tamil Nadu. So this is an example for the young generation. Okay, this is the medium which I have to convey my news, or convey my motivation, convey my intention to the people. I want to serve for the people. So I have selected this medium to reach out to you, to convey you my message, and subsequently I want to become a leader to serve for you, or give me an opportunity to serve for you. So this leadership tactics has been used by many actors. Many of them have failed till now. We have seen a lot of people came and go, and there are still some aspiring candidates are there. But if you have to see the evolve, you cannot compare the society, this society, 21st century society, with that of a 1960s society in the 1960s or 70s, because as I said, the education level has gone up now. So the education level is now gone up, and the people are literate. The literacy rate is high. So of course, the people are well informed through other means. The internet, the growth of internet has also envisaged people to learn more about the government schemes, or the schemes undertaken in other parts of the world. Also, the growth story of many other parts of the world also. So they are not ill-informed like those people in 1960s or 70s. They are equipped with internet, and they have a kind of access to all resources where they can learn the growth and development of other countries, or where we stand, India as a country, where we stand now as a country. So these kind of informations they have, this has hindered the actors to pursue a career like M.G. Ramachandran, who did it in 70s. But at the same time, if you see the fan circle of those actors, aspiring actors, they have a kind of less literacy rate than those people who are normally worked, or who are in the middle class. If you see it's a good topic to research, to have a PhD research on this, to see the social background and the educational background of those fans. If you see that thing, if you analyze those things clearly, it will evolve that only the lower part of the society, only the poor people who are less educated, come into the fan circle, who are like promoting their actors' motivation to become a political leader. So, like if you see the Western countries now, Sebastian Kurz or whatever the leaders, Finnish Prime Minister, they become kind of they are heading a country. They have taken responsibility to lead a country in such a young age. But in Tamil Nadu or in some other parts, our youngsters have been like they are working for a kind of propagating the motivation of the particular actor or an aspiring actor. So, you see the clear motivation of the youngsters who are following these actors, or the actors who are using those forces to fulfill their political dreams.
Right. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that intensive insight.